Hey everyone, well we're off to go get some cattle panels. It's just the next step in our raised garden area. We had to go borrow a trailer from a friend, so we're going to go get that. And then we're going to go to Tractor Supply and get us a couple cattle panels. We're only going to do 2 for now, and we're going to arch them between the 2 raised beds. Let me show you our progress so far. This is not how they will stay because I still have to remove my vegetable garden back there, all the wood and structure, and I'm going to try to just lay these over where those plants are and then come back as they mature and backfill these planter boxes. I might dig up the peppers because they're in the center, and I do plan to put the cattle panel going over this 5-foot section right here, and those will get shaded out, although I don't have to cover it with a vine yet, so they could stay for the season. But being that peppers are perennial, you can overwinter them in certain places that get too cold. I figure they will transplant well. Haven't researched that, so don't take that as fact, but I'm just using regular reasonable deduction. Most other perennial plants can be transplanted, so I'm going to hope that it works for them as well. But anyway, once I get all this cleared out, and I'm talking about the frames. I'm talking about the frames. Get them cleared out, then I'll lay. And these are heavy, y'all. These are very heavy. But we will lift them up and place them over as best as we can. I'll rip out the Brussels sprouts and use that to fill in the bottom of the beds. I have a lot of dead grass clippings. I have a lot of leaves. I have a lot of sticks and twigs that I plan to put at the very base bottom of it and then backfill with the soil. And it'll be a good, because these are 12 inches deep, and so I think I can probably put at least a couple inches or more of just some fill, and it'll break down, and our soil will break down fast because we get so much rain and we have a lot of critters in the ground, lots of bugs, and you name it, we've got it. Anyway, so that's why we're going to go get the cattle panels today, and I think it'll be pretty. I'll show you my little sketch again just in case you missed in the last video. But I'm going from this itty bitty little, well, it wasn't itty bitty. When I planted this up in that last video, I was like, that's a good amount of space right there. And it is. It is a good amount of space. If that's all I had, that would have been fine with me. But I did get my husband to agree to let me remove all this sod that I had here. And then he decided to build me these raised beds. Thank you, hubby. And now I'm going to have a more formal garden area, and we're doing it mainly so that, well, one, it'll be more organized, and maybe we'll be more proficient at the vegetable growing part. Seems like I can do plants and flowers and everything like that, but the vegetables themselves is a little bit more challenging, but I'm learning. But I also have a suspicion that my husband is going to be the vegetable person. You know how, I just think that I can be the flower shrub person. It just comes naturally to me. And maybe he will be the vegetable person. I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious to find out how that works. But anyway, but the other reason is for the neighbors, because I don't want them to walk by and see a lot of, disorder. And vegetables, they don't grow all that pretty. And I'm going to dress this up. I plan to put a picket fence about 2 feet from the sidewalk, maybe 3 feet. And then in front of the picket fence, I will have a perennial / annual border. That way people can see that and appreciate it. And I will probably grow that blackberry right there. You can see a shoot just sticking straight up from it. That blackberry bush I will probably train onto the picket fence. It's already producing blackberries, and so I'm not going to uproot it yet. Anyway, so that's what the plan is. So stick around, check out our next videos coming up. You will see the progress And of course, I think after we're all said and done with it, then we'll just compile little short videos of each segment so you can see every stage that we did. Now, I will point out that some of these beds look larger than the others, and that's because when you go shopping for wood, hold on. Okay, I had to stop to talk to a neighbor walking by. He was asking what we were doing. Anyway, but that was the second reason I was explaining. People like to walk by and they like to look at pretty things, and so sometimes vegetables don't grow in a pretty and organized way, and so I wanted to give them something pretty to look at. So we will do the cattle panels, and we'll make it as nice as possible. But I was mentioning the wood, that some of these are taller by an inch or two, and that's because when you go shopping for wood and you have your list of wood, if you have to go back and get some more, you have to be very careful, pay attention, because they do put or advertise the wood at a certain height, but they're not always the same in inches. For instance, they say 12 inches, but then when you get home and measure, they're really not 12 inches, they're 10 inches. So you have to be very careful, and that's something that we're not used to buying wood or building things. And so we just looked at the tag that was on the shelf and it said 12 inches, and that's what we grabbed. And anyway, so just note to self for the next time, always take your tape measure and measure the wood width, because even though it says it might be 12 inches in width, it may not be. Anyway, so I will have a couple that look taller than others, but I will place them so that it's not obvious, because there are two that are perfectly identical, and they will go and by the fence, and then I'll have the cattle panel go between those two since they're identical. Anyway, I'm excited. We're about to leave. Look how close he got to my my blood orange tree and my mandarin tree. I need to move those. All right, we're out here at Tractor Supply. We borrowed a friend's trailer. It's a real nice trailer too. And so now we're about to pick up these cattle panels and get some T-posts and head back home so we can start working on that vegetable garden. All right, we got the cattle panels loaded. We're gonna have to tie them down. We gotta get our T-posts too and tie down. I mean, it's a little overkill, but we've got it connected to the trailer down here, here, and up there. And then on top of that, he's gonna use the little tie-down straps just to be on the extra careful side. You never can be too careful, because the last thing you want is something that you're hauling around to fly out of your bed of your truck or trailer and hit a car behind you. I personally sometimes feel like I'm in a tractor for road debris if something's gonna fly. Well, we're home with those cattle panels. Could have laid them down flat since we had the back part of the trailer, but we're not, experienced moving stuff like this and using trailers and all that kind of good stuff, so we don't know. But anyway, it came fine, didn't move, didn't bounce, nothing. So all good there. Took us a couple tries getting it into the driveway, the trailer. Anyway, we went over the little corner right there. But I think we're just gonna get them out and lay them on top of this. We're gonna try to go and get some soil. There's a sale on soil actually, and I might make my own raised garden mix using garden soil that's on sale. And then I have a lot of other soil, like I have a raised bed mix. I have some peat moss that I've had for several years now. And I'll probably just end up mixing it all together, make my own fluffy soil. All right, time to get these off of here. All right, just a little update. We're back from the store. We got the ranch panels or cattle panel, whatever you want to call them. Had them just laying straight over the raised beds. And then we went to the store. They had a sale on soil, garden soil. So we'll have to amend it to make it better for raised beds by adding some light stuff in it like peat moss, some perlite, and things like that to make it more of a raised bed mix. What was that?
Peat moss.
Oh, peat moss, yeah, peat moss. I have peat moss that I've had for 3 years. I haven't even gone through yet. So anyway, so we're more than halfway done unloading the pallet that we got of this garden soil. It was buy 3, get 3 free at Lowe's. So yay, we're getting closer. Well, we got all the soil off the pallet. We have it on here. We bought that the other day. It also was on sale when we bought it. It's also garden soil. So we have more than we need, but I will probably add it actually to the garden, to the in-ground garden in the front, just to help amend my soil. I'll probably just add a whole bunch of it out there. I told him we only needed about 60 bags, but he said, well, it's just 25 more for a pallet, so we got a pallet. So 25 extra bags. But I was counting the bags we already had, so that's why I said 60. And we'll cover it with this tarp so the rainwater doesn't get it wet. And also, I don't want someone coming around thinking that it's time to go shopping. Anyway, that was some tiring work because we would lift them 2 by 2, and some are wet, some are dry. So, good workout. Okay, everyone, that's it. That's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you have any comments or suggestions, I'd really like to hear them. So leave them down below in the comments section. And until next time, have a good day, y'all. Bye.